Hello. Seeing as December's the end of the year, it's usually time to do an end of year review or something. And I was building out a list of games I played but haven't reviewed for different reasons, mostly because they tend to be short. And I actually came upon one, a failure of mine. So this is Slime Rancher, and now Slime Rancher, is a game I did a first look at. And if you already want to see that, you can go see that. But at the same time, I never did a review for it. And there's a little problem there also. I got this game for free with the promise that I would review it. I've failed. This is me officially announcing I have failed the company who gave it to me and you. Because I did a first look and I say, if there's a first look, there should always be a last look. I'm going to make that up to you. But I also wanted to do something. I see this as an opportunity. And the opportunity here is I'm not happy with the first looks that we've already had. So I thought about something and I said, what if we do a first look after I've played at least a decent portion of the game? In this case, I played the entire game. I put 18 hours in. But, yeah, I was thinking, let's do a second first look, see if it's any more interesting, and instead of going over the first 30 minutes necessarily, I'm going to talk about the game more, skip maybe some of the openings, and just get into the gameplay and just talk about what works and what doesn't work in this game. With that said, let's do it. So yeah, we'll call this a second look, but I think we're going to be maybe making this a first look because the fact is, I don't get a lot of feedback on first looks, which is fine. But I think there's actually more value in something where it's like, hey, after the first hour or two, what am I thinking about this game? What do I like? What do I not like? And what's the first impression? Like, make it more of an impression rather than a beginning. So with that said, and these things, I mean, I'm spitballing here, obviously. If you do like it, please leave a comment. Leave a like if you don't want to say anything. If you hate this, I don't want to say leave a dislike, but if you really must, do that. But just tell me you prefer the other one, or tell me not to do any first looks. I probably won't listen to that, but who knows. So yeah, we have all these things. There's not much here. I do remember I did change one thing, and I can't remember it off the top of my head. I do like the fact that you can actually do GIF capturing. I have that's the other side of this. I have a bunch of GIFs on my desktop. I've had them for almost, what was it? Since July. And I just realized I never did anything with these. So, yeah, I feel bad. I really do feel bad about not putting this out because A, they gave me a game, and B, this game's cute. I like this game. So with that said, let's do about 30 minutes here. Let's say we've spent about 3 already. You know what? I'm going to try something else too. I'm going to put an alarm on my watch. I finally got my watch working again. And now we can do alarms. Basically, I just needed a band. It's not a broken watch. Or maybe it is. Who knows? You know. Cool. So with that said, I'm going to just jump in. The idea here would be I can do anything with this for a second look. Yeah, let's call it that. And we have cute icons. I do have to admit... So it looks like you do need a mouse for the menu. I always go with this guy, but I'm going to go with this guy for right now. Can I do... I forget if I get 15 minutes or 30. So really, let's talk about this game. And like I said, the idea here is I've already played a bunch of it. Oh, it's a 50-minute. Yeah, okay. So the big thing here is you are a slime rancher. What does that mean? Well, essentially, you see these guys hopping around. You can collect them, and if you feed them, depending on what they want to eat, you can actually make them poop out different pieces of slime. I've now thrown them in a area. Let's see. And then I can actually upgrade the area. Okay, let's do a plort collector. I'm lazy. Now, since I first looked at this, they did do some updates involving automation. I don't know if the automation would be available in, yeah. Oh, perfect. I don't know if automation is available in rush mode, but I will probably look at this again in depth before doing my final review. And look what I've done. So the big pull of the game is not just you have slimes, and it looks like I'm in a near end game here with a bunch of capacity and all, but the other side of this too is there's so many different types of slimes. There's something like 11 or so. I can't remember the exact number. Actually, I can tell you how many there are. We even have... Yeah. Perfect. And you can even have slimes that you can feed and get bonuses from. So how many slimes are there? So these guys... Perfect. Oops. Shoot. Just do some random directions. So yeah, I'm already liking this more than normal. There we go. I need more new bucks. Crap. Come here, you. Get back in there. So yeah, the whole idea is like I said, you are a farmer. You have to try to get these guys together. So this is the number. We have 4, 8, 10, 12. It looks like there's 16. Technically, this one is gold. It's a special type that you normally won't encounter that often. But yeah, there's 16. And there you go. What was that? Oh, that's another improvement. Oh, and I didn't sell anything. So you get these plorts that they drop as they eat whatever they like. I need more. Crap, I have these chickadees, but I don't want to kill them. Oh, hello. You actually can get requests from them. That was not helpful. So I need 3 of these guys, which is a specific type of hen, and 4 plorts, which come out of the slime's butts. Now, again, I am running through the rush mode. Some of these areas are not open right out of the gate. That's intentional. Like there is a good story progression with this game. It's not great. Like the one thing I really dislike is there's kind of an end game to it, but it comes out of nowhere and feels... The rest of the game feels like you're exploring this amazing new area, and then the end game, I think, was probably bonus content, which is good, but the problem is it's very linear, and it's very different in a lot of ways that I'm not a fan of. I'll tell you what, we'll do maybe 15 minutes of this, and then I'm going to go run and hit up another version. And now we have carrots for them. Eat up! And so like I said, this is kind of the whole game. You're going to run around, grab shit. I could try to do that contract, but I don't have the right hens for it. And I'm going to show you one other area that's kind of interesting here. Now, there's a ton of areas. There's actually different types of biomes for them to be in. Not too many, but a few. And then... Oh, I guess we can't do research. There's a research lab as well. And I don't know if you can use this. Yeah, you can't use this in this mode. Oh wells. Just gotta suck these up. The idea of this game, though, is once you get a really well-run farm, you kind of don't have to, you kind of can automate a lot of it, and the automation that they released shortly after I played the game was huge. Well, at least to me, it looked like exactly what I wanted. My big complaint with the game is there's a lot of running around and manhandling the slimes. Like, there's not much. It doesn't automatically work. You know, you don't care much about this. Here's some hens. I don't have time, so I'm gonna just throw them in there. And you know what, guys? Eat some chicks. Cool. And you know what? We don't even need these pig slimes. There's probably too many of you in that thing, but we'll live. I'm gonna try to show you some farther off areas. I think there might be gates, but we'll see for sure. Oh, you know what? I should get some water. So if you can see a decent distance here. There we go. There's a rock slime who's just hurt me. Yeah, I have some bonuses there, like a small jetpack that lets you hover. And there's a roostero who will, well, if you don't know what a rooster does, ask your mom and dad. There we go. So if you see over there, there's the pink slimes, the rocky slimes, and then what we have here, as you see in the upper right, pink largos. A slime can become a largo if you combine a few things. There we go. It basically, a pink slime eats a rocco plort. As you see in the bottom, we have plorts. They become pink roccos. Ooh, there's a pink phosphorus. Yeah, you're attacking me, but I'm actually gonna hurt you worse. These guys don't do well in daylight, if I remember right, and may die. Though I don't want to stick around and see it because he's kind of attacking me. Anyways, so what I was saying is, so you can do stuff like making combinations. You have pink slimes, you have rock slimes. If the rock slime eats the pink slime stuff, it will become a largo, combining the two. This gets dangerous, of course, if you have... that's so expensive. And you know what? Eat the rooster. There we go. So, this gets dangerous if you add a third type in. So, essentially, you're allowed to mix two. So, let's say a rock and a rocco and a largo. A rocco and a... jeez. My brain's not working. A rock and a pink slime can be combined. But if you add in a third type like a cat, there's cat versions. Of course there are. And here we go. He's gonna eat that. Yeah. And now we're gonna make him actually poop out his own stuff. Yeah, there we go. He's gonna shoot out a, So largos are good because they poop out both versions. Jeez. I hate you, largos. The rock guys attack. So, largos poop out two versions. That's cool. Problem is, if you get a third version in there, let's say cats, and you have the cat plort get eaten by a largo, that's not of its two types. I know this gets super complicated, but basically, if you combine a third type with a double type, you get what's called tars. And tars will essentially, it will kill you, kill anyone who was near you, and actually can't be killed without water. And in addition, will ruin a whole crop. Like, I had to completely destroy my farm once or twice before realizing what I was doing. Hey, look, there's phosphorus. Let's see if I can get a kitty. Now, if you're watching and you're going like, oh man, this is super cute. Yeah, it's totally cute. It definitely goes high on the cute factor. And you know what? I love it. I really love the design of this game. What else shall we talk about? Are we at 15? Oh, got a message. You were about 15. Now, a big thing of this game is it does have a good... they call it arcade. Let's call it like almost a story mode. There's a progression system of... you keep going out farther and farther. You keep finding new things. Messages will appear. And then you also will get to new areas. Here, as you see right here, I'm able to go right into the next area. Without anything. Ooh, hello kitties. Tabbies. They are called tabbies. Yeah. I think there's... there we go. Unfortunately, I can't feed them because I don't have enough hens. These... oh god. Pink phosphorus. They're going to be coming right at me. I'm going to just get to like the third area, or another area, and you can just see a little bit of what this game has in store. Oh, and you need a key. Damn. I will show you one thing that's odd. There's a end to this pier with nothing. Oh, crappy crap. Okay, God. Almost died. Yeah, there's an end to the pier and there's nothing there. Don't know why. Oh, well. So, yeah. And, honestly, There is the exploration aspect. There definitely is more to see than what you're seeing here. This is really the first area, let's call it. But the fact is, this is pretty much what the game is. You run out, you grab as much of these plorts as you can because they're freaking valuable. Yeah. Take all that money, throw the rock guys away because they are dangerous. And you do get upgrades. There's actually a day-night cycle, as you see. And in the regular game, you actually will get messages. You might go to your home to rest. Stuff like that. But for the most part, this is the game. You don't... oh yeah, tabbies. Friggin' tabbies. Tabbies eat meat. That's what I'm thinking. And I don't have much meat, but there's a trick. There is a trick. Also, they jump really high, so that's also a negative of them. But as I said, I'm going to switch over to my main game right now. So in that case, we're going to fail here. I'm going to show you one last thing. Here's a tabby. Tabby's gonna shoot out a plort. And one, okay, that didn't work yet. What we were trying to do is trying to get one of these plorts to eat its third type. It is a little bit hard, admittedly. Someone's gonna eat something they're not supposed to. I do like the fact I'm not reacting to the game as much, so in that way this works. Damn it. And tabbies can jump extra high, which does not help anything. It doesn't help anybody that tabbies can jump. Oh, jeez. Alright. That did not work. We're gonna have to go get some more food, unfortunately. I do want to show you this one mechanic because it is a key. Nope, we don't want these. We don't care about those anymore. Wait, Link. Think. You know exactly where you can see everything go to hell. Yep, that's one. And now we just need a second. Oh, you know, nope, that's not good. If I kept those plorts, I would have been happy. Here we go. And I'll just show you a tartar. Ah. And not a tartar sauce, if that's what you're thinking. There we go. We have a plort. We have a phosphorus rock largo. And there we go, tar slimes. And these things are bad, as you see. It will freaking kill everything. If you have this in your ranch, I mean, you better have some water. As you can see, it does hurt it, but otherwise, the other option you can do, they won't go into your thing. They will bite you as you carry them, but you can flick them into the sea, and they're dead. Yeah, not the most exciting, but I do like that system. And then we'll just save and quit this. Alright, so that was the second look. Let's... Alright, so I'm going to show you a late game farm as well. Maybe we'll see some of the automation systems. I don't know how those are supposed to come out. But honestly, I think I know this is the second. This is a weird second look. This is going to be the one that's a little bit off because I will be. I'm ready to review it almost, and I have to play a little more to remember a few things. But I'll tell you the truth on this. I rather enjoy the game, but the biggest problem for me of the game is the end game does not have as much. Speaking of which, let's go take a look at a few things. You have to buy these special areas, which is an interesting progression system. And I did put trees in here, but you can put anything you want. What are those? Okay. That is not. I'm gonna have to look up some of this information about the automation system that they promised was here. Because I don't know anything about it. Yeah, I have no clue. I'm gonna take one more look over here, then we will get back onto it. Alright, whatever that is. I am sure that they put it out. I mean, they put out enough press releases about it. Yes, there are exploding things. I'm pretty sure I have all these balls because of... Yeah, I think there was an achievement to get them all. If there's an achievement for it, I may have done it. Oh, there we go. This is an awesome feature. You actually can make a silo. So, let's say I've sold too many rock plorts, because that will happen. As you sell stuff, the market will change. It's down right now, it's 11. We don't want to sell that right now. So what we do is we can actually come over here. Oops. And drop him in there. Let's go pick these up. Oh. I've lost one, but who cares? I don't remember if this autosaves, but I hope it doesn't, because I don't want that. So voila. So we have silos. I mean, there's so many different things. There's teleporters, which I will not be taking right now. We have radioactive slimes. Dangerous, but I am an expert slime rancher who knows what he's doing. Such as sucking up hens. So the one thing that really sucked, the reason why I'm really hopeful about the automation is this game is excellent until you get to this point where you just have to go feed everything. These guys need veggies. And the fact is you have a ton of places that will grow food, but the problem is you manually have to come back here and do a bunch of stuff. Yeah, that's fine. Here's a bunch of hens, which we have multicolored hens because I'm trying to be an avant-garde grower. And so much of the game becomes go find food wherever it may be, whether it be at your farm or elsewhere. Most of the time I found I had to do elsewhere because it's really hard to contain all the types I wanted to grow. And growing fruit's easy, growing hens and other stuff is more complicated. And at the end of it, it was just easier to run around and grab everything. Oh, quantum slimes. I hate these things. Mosaic slimes. Here's another pair. What's out here? Oh wait, there is something. I probably already read it once. I thought it might go away when you read it, but nope. Quantum slimes are literally the worst. This is probably the most dangerous pen I have. Again, we did it for an achievement, but basically, any food that goes in there immediately will trigger total collapse, because someone's going to eat something that's wrong. What the heck is that? Whoa. And then we even have the puddle plorts, which are my personal favorite. But they are super hard to care for. And you can only have 4 in a location, otherwise they start, I forget, I think they escape. And really, this is so much of the game. You've pretty much seen the majority of the experience here. You will see, I mean, if you do play it, you will have to go and collect all of these. You will have to explore amazing areas, and I absolutely adore, the locations that you can get to in the game. It's just that there's a point where the game, like I said, there is an end point. And the echoes. There is an end point for the game, and it's not a strong one. Once you've collected everything in the game, you've kind of seen it all. But there's not a finale. I'll talk more about that in my review, of course. Oh, and here we go. Everything has gone to hell out here. Yeah. Like I said, quantum slimes are the worst. I can go collect them all, and it's not going to help anything. There we go. There we go. Put them in there and they'll get out. So yeah. What more to say? Well, we're at 30 minutes, so we will be wrapping it up. The fact is, you know, if this was my first look, and I was looking at this, I'd say it's certainly interesting. I definitely want to play more. Now that I've seen the whole thing, I have to say I enjoyed the game. It's very relaxing, and if you want to go and farm, if you want to do some light exploring, I stress the word light because there's a limited amount of stuff that you can explore. You know what? Let's go into the house while I talk. Yeah, if you want some light exploring, this game is perfect. It has a wonderful look. I love the look of the slimes. On the other hand, I do have to admit, I want more. I really, and I need to figure out the way to get the... There we go. I do have to figure out how to get more content in the game because I want that automation to see if it will fix the problems I had. And here we go, Star Mail. Every day, at least for the early part of the game, you actually get mail from all these different people. Not the most interesting stuff. I didn't really go crazy for it, but it at least gave me a feeling there was some communication. It just doesn't have any response to it. But yeah, I definitely would play more. Now that I have finished it, I am going to go back. I'm going to go try out those things, and I will get a last look and a review up eventually. That being said, you know, I didn't say at the beginning of this game. I should have my disclosure at some point. I did get this game for free. I did go to the company, Monomi Park. They gave me a free copy. I failed them, and I apologize to them. But that's why I'm coming around and going to hopefully review this before too long. I'll try to bump it up in the schedule a little bit. With that said, yeah, it's an interesting game. I will have a review. If you're interested in that, consider subscribing. I will also have it on my site, of course. With all that said, this is Slime Rancher. Ultra cute, very, very adorable game. And honestly, just throwing it in, I love running around here. It definitely has an end game. It definitely has an end game problem, and that's the only real complaint I can think of off the top of my head. With that said, I'm King Link. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back shortly.